streaming there. Cool, cool, cool. Perfect. Perfect. Should be good there. Treated July. Cool, cool. I don't need that. Get that out my face. Can't you like pop out chat? Nice, nice, nice. All right. That should maybe be good. Maybe. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, we'll try to let some people trickle in here. Y'all have to keep me updated and let me know about the audio and all that stuff. We got our Naruto tier list chalked up here. Ooh, wait, this will be good. Trying to think, are they missing any characters in here? So we see the Tenten, we see the Neji, Kurenai, Asuma, Guy, Gaara. I got Shikaku in here. We're doing individual tail beast. Tamari, Konkuro, I forget his name, Sakura. Okay, Gaara's father. All their fathers. Jiraiya, forget their names. We got the Sound Ninja 4, Kimimaru, Kabuto. Hashirama, Tobirama, Tsunade. That white Zetsu, black Zetsu. Kakuzu, Hidan, Yamato, Sai, Danzo, Obito. That's the third Kazekage. Granny Chio, Datara, Sasori. Haruka Sensei. Why am I forgetting her name? Rin, excuse me. Some good characters in here. I think the most ones that mean anything, at least. Should be good for the most part. True, it might have been better late, but I don't know if we would have gotten to it this weekend had I done it late. So maybe people will be able to check the replay, if anything. We'll give it a couple more minutes. I mean, maybe if it's just like complete, just no go, no interactions, we could always try to do it another time. We'll have to see how it plays out. We'll have to see how it plays out. Give it 4:30. Maybe give it another 10 minutes or so. See what it's looking like out there in the streets. What is it? It's been 9. Chart rate 1, likes 2, we're at 6. Yeah, we'll see how it plays. We could try to get to some these comments that we haven't gotten to. Man, there's a lot of comments here. Is it 3? Or does the Jujutsu end at 3? What the hell is that audio? Get rid of that. Good lord. This Nobara topic is so interesting these days. Like, guys, just say that she's... Like, just come out and say it, man. Say it! I don't know what he clapped. Some are saying feet. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. What's up with him and his clap? Toto, to be honest. Oh, let me hear this. There's so many comments, dang. Man said I'm a Noir truther. Yeah, what was the... I don't know what to do about that. Like, what? What's so weird about it is, like, why doesn't he just come out and say that, like... They want the stream bitrate at 6800? I don't think it's going to change unless I... I think it's pretty low. $68? Maybe. Like, why doesn't he just come out and say... I don't know why he keeps playing with people's hearts like that. I haven't listened to Naruto soundtracks in a while. I guess we'll go ahead and start this tier list soon. At least get that going. We don't get much Naruto content on the channel. We don't get any Naruto content on the channel. Yep, we're about to go ahead and crank this Naruto tier list out here, King. Just giving a couple minutes for the chance for others to trickle in if they're making their way, as we answer some of today's Jujutsu comments. Trying to decide what to do with Nobara. I guess I should probably edit this title, huh? Naruto. There we go. Change the title a little bit. There was a time Naruto was my favorite, but only because I hadn't really watched many of their anime. It's definitely not my favorite anymore. It's probably not my top 3. We're definitely gonna ask that question because I'm curious what that is for most people. No, Naruto's definitely not. I've been exposed to I mean, Attack on Titan, I prefer that over it. Death Note, I prefer that over it. There's an argument to be made that I might prefer Hunter x Hunter over it. But it's close. It might be top 5. All I know is Attack on Titan is 1. Death Note is somewhere also in the top 5. Golly, it's hard. We're gonna do a tier ranking at the end of this year of the anime that I watch. I had somebody in Discord make a tier list, like one of these, but of all the anime that I've watched up to this point. So like One Piece is included, but like the stories that I'm even currently watching, which I won't be able to finish or have an accurate description on, because the ending can change a lot of things, or you know, midway through. But like we've got Jujutsu Kaisen on the list, My Hero, Chainsaw Man, One Piece, series that I'm still in the middle of actively watching that will rank. But we're gonna do that before the end of the year. That's I think that'll be the last live stream we do. That and the Berserk live stream we'll do before the end of the year. So we'll have to see. And I honestly, off the top of my head, I know that Attack on Titan and Death Note will be in the top 5. The other ones, I don't know. Vinland Saga had a strong second one, but was it enough? It'll be tough. Yeah, my bad. I had to change the title. I just noticed I had that up there too. Yeah, trying to go through these. Slept during Naruto. Naruto's up there though. And I feel like I feel like it covers everything you want in an anime. Like some anime excel at things and then are bad at others, or, you know, vice versa. I feel like Naruto hits a consistent note. And especially like One Piece, if you skip the filler, I feel like it's hard to... I feel like you have to really try to not enjoy Naruto. Alright, let me get to these last couple comments here for today's Jujutsu video. I think we have like 3 or 4 left. And then I'll have a couple questions to ask here. And then we'll get the tier list going. Yeah, love the Attack on Titan and I didn't have any issue with it. And yeah, we talked about this on the Hunter x Hunter stream. I'm technically still reading it, but like, can we... I feel like when you're ranking Hunter x Hunter right now in any tier list, you cannot include the manga or post material post episode 148. Until we get consistent uploads, this trickle of like 5 chapters a year on off, it is and it is, here's an ending guys, I might die, whatever. I think you can't take any content post episode 148 into any type of consideration or ranking. Whether you think it makes the story better or worse, I think talking about Hunter x Hunter has to cut at episode 148. And manga material has to cut at that point. After that, it's just too all over the place in my opinion. Yeah, I hear that the One Piece pacing gets pretty bad. Yeah, it's... man. You know, and for me, Naruto is very rewatchable. There's a lot of shows that are not rewatchable. I could go back and binge a lot of Naruto fights. And I feel like I can't do that for a lot of other shows. Are we even centered here? There we go, that's a little bit better. Even though she gets shafted left and right, I won't mind if she comes back if it's been a long time, only because she's never... Other than that, keep her dead because she is in fact extremely far behind with everyone else. It's best to avoid all... If you notice, Naruto is 90% sad, 10% serious. Goofy One Piece is the opposite, 90% goofy serious. So it took... Yeah, One Piece is very goofy, very, very goofy. It seems that I'm at a point at episode 400 with this, like, celestial dragon turn here that it's getting a little bit, just a drop more serious, but... It's still mostly just goofy. Favorite Naruto moment? That's actually up there. Yeah, that'll be a good question. We could ask that too. Xeon, I watched Naruto before I started doing anime reactions. I would have loved it if I could have been one of those people that had all the Naruto content to react to, but I never did. I could sit down here and fake it and go through 700 episodes. Oh my god, but I can't do that. JJK usually have somebody who loves leaning towards the villains who can understand sympathize or whatever. Alright, we got one more. This is the last comment, and then we'll ask the questions, and then we got the tier list cooked right here. This is the best one I could find. So we're gonna cook with that one. First spirit, in addition to what he's trying to say during you at the beginning of the episode, makes a little sense because if Yuji and the other Jujutsu sorcerers don't give a damn about cursed spirits. Okay, I think we got the majority of the comments responded to. So let's get to what the people are here for. What's this? Okay, cool. That just came through. So I guess let's start with the question of the day here, right? Let me drag the chat over here. I agree, King. Just keep Nabar off the screen. Just keep her off. Favorite anime episode of all time, KV, or what specifically? Yeah, Naruto is I feel like it's a very good anime. No anime is perfect. but I feel like it's a good, just good story. JJ is so good. It's got the Naruto tactical fights. The Bleach will be Hex ability at the moment. The only thing with Jujutsu Kaisen I'll say at this point is like there's not, and I brought this up before. Let me see if I can get rid of this. I brought this up before. They don't do. So we'll start with this question before we get into it. Is Naruto in your top 5 all time? Dead or alive? Jujutsu Kaisen hasn't really hit on the characters for me. Like, there's no connection to the characters. I don't feel anything, you know? And I brought this up before. Naruto, for me, of all the anime that I've watched, One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero, Attack on Titan, Death Note, Vinland Saga, the list, Hunter x Hunter, the list goes on and on. Top to bottom, villains, heroes, main characters, side characters, students, instructors, teachers, family, parents. Naruto has the most complete, most enjoyable of all those included of any story that I've watched. Any story. And I don't think that's up for debate. I feel like they do their side characters really well. And unfortunately, characters that were main characters eventually ended up becoming side characters. Unfortunately. But I feel like including all characters top to bottom, main, villain, side, teachers, parents, family members, whatever like typical characters that you see in anime that give people motivations or whatever. I feel like Naruto is the complete umbrella of all characters, in my opinion. In my opinion. Naruto's not, hey, if Naruto's not in your top 15, that's fine. That's fine. I don't even know if I've seen enough to make 15. Maybe I have. Naruto manga's top 10. Okay. But speaking of characters, I don't think there's another story that I've watched that has a better group of characters top to bottom than Naruto. That's for everything. Even Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan is my favorite. And I think Naruto has, if we're including all characters, yeah. Yeah. For sure. For me. And I feel like these days it's hard to even, well, when you have big stories, because like another comparable, like what is Naruto? 700 something chapters, including filler, I think. So you could say like, oh, just skip the filler, and it makes it much more enjoyable. But like it, when you have that many episodes, even skipping filler, the pacing can be bad. So like One Piece, I'm skipping filler, and honestly, of the 400 episodes I've watched, I feel like we could have skipped another 300. No bullshit. I feel like of the 400 One Piece episodes that I've watched, we could have condensed that shit down to 100. And I would have gotten the point in the story across of what I've needed to consume at this point, in my opinion. Katsuki over Phantom Troop? You're right. Because, again, maybe once the Hunter x Hunter manga keeps going, we'll get a little bit more and can make a more accurate decision of like maybe getting a little more backstory, which they've been starting to do with the Phantom Troop that we've seen in the most recent chapters in the manga. But yeah. Akatsuki over Phantom Troop. Yeah. As a group, yeah. Top to bottom, for sure. For sure. Like, it's kind of unfair because I have a bias for long formats. Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. Their long format gives me more time to with the characters. Oh, for sure. I mean that's long form stories and short form stories all have their benefits. Short form, like I would say, I would even maybe some people wouldn't say Hunter x Hunter short form, but I'd say if you're under about 150 to 200, you're probably short form, especially if you're under 100. But short form, everything's quick, tight, to the point. Story's nice and condensed, no filler, no dragging, like boom, boom, boom. But you don't get to flesh out many characters when you don't have that many episodes. So there's only like your main characters, or that's kind of all you're going to get. Long form, you're going to have pacing issues and this, and that, and that. But you get a lot of character development. Naruto sidecast is really wonky for me. Yeah, Naruto top to bottom characters, I haven't come across anything that can compete yet, in my opinion. In my opinion, of course. Let's go here. Where did the chat just go? We're gonna get to JoJo's one day. To be honest, KV, Kabuto is one of my favorite characters in the entire show. All right, a couple more Naruto questions before we get to the tier list. What time is it? 5 o'clock? Okay, cool. Favorite villain? What's your favorite villain in all of Naruto? It's so... Golly, that's tough. Oh, God, that's tough. Pain, Obito, and Madara. The only thing is, and the thing that I hate when, like, bad guys are bad, and then to the very end they do, like, a redeeming thing. And they all had their... I feel like Madara... But they all had, like, I guess, good reasons. But that's a whole different philosophy story for Naruto. Madara never, like, wavered on what he was trying to do. It got taken from him. At the end, Nagato and Obito, like, decided to, like, okay, well, fine. But even with Obito, though... His was also, like, taken from him as well, because I think he would have stuck to the plan. So it's kind of... It's tough. Pain, but best written Obito. It's between Pain, Obito, and Madara. And it's hard. Oh, God. Dang, we never get to discuss Naruto. It's actually wild that we're getting to do that on the channel right now. We've never, ever, ever discussed Naruto. In the however many years we've been doing reactions, because we did Boruto, but that didn't last very long. Golly, they're all three great characters. I don't know. Yeah, Orochimaru had his moments, but he got so, like, out power scaled and then killed. But Orochimaru never hit for me like that. God. I think they're all written fine, too. I don't have an issue with how any of them are written. Tough choice. Right now, gun to head. I don't know. I can't make a decision between the three. I really can't. You could put these in any order for me. Madara, Obito, Pain. I'm not going to fight you on either one. Honorable mention to Kabuto, if you want. You can put the other... You can either put the other Akatsuki in there. They don't have to be the biggest villains. I mean, if you want to include... Hidan and Sasori and everybody else, then sure, you can. If any of those are your favorite. I agree. Insatiable hunger, it's hard. It's so tough. Pain was so great till he revived the entire village, and I feel like the tension consequences were... Yeah, I hate... That's the only thing that keeps Pain from being, like, at that level for me. Reviving the whole village is... That's my biggest... And you guys have known this by now, if you've been rocking for a while with the channel. That's my biggest pet peeve is... death fake outs, or, like, killing and then reviving. Then people could say, well, how do you like Dragon Ball? But, like, Dragon Ball was never trying to be a serious tone, you know? I hate the new gen anime that try to have those serious tones, and like, how could you? And it's like, Oh, don't worry, Nezuko didn't just roast in the sun. Surely they won't bring Nobara back. You know, those type of things. Him reviving everybody is just ass. Ass. And then then the argument could have been like, well, Kakashi had an important part to play at the end of the story with the connection to Obito, because that could be the only way we could actually touch Obito and defeat Obito at XYZ, etc., etc. Okay, if that was the case, then don't have him die when he's fighting Pain. Just remove that completely. But that's a whole different thing. Pain gaps the rest. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, Madara just comes in, dick swinging, and does not care. And doesn't care till the very end. Like, he never wavers. And even in the end, he just gets taken out because I guess the author couldn't figure out what the hell to do with him. Like, he didn't, like, revive everybody. He didn't team up with the good guys or see, like... Yeah, when he was sitting there at the end, kind of dying out, talking to Hashirama, he's like, well, maybe things could have been... But yeah, that's in his dying breath. He wasn't actually taking actions to, like, be good. But Pain had such iconic moments. Killing Jiraiya, coming right back, killing Kakashi, coming right back. He should have taken out Naruto, but plot purposes. Taking out Naruto, given the speeches, killing Hinata, just banger at, like, that's what I guess Mahito is right now, killing all these characters, but taking out Jiraiya, taking out Kakashi, taking out oh, why am I drawing on her name? Taking out Hinata, leaving Naruto speechless is just hit. The thing with Obito is, like, we can't touch this man. Like, who's the mystery, like, under the mask? I don't know. It's all great. It's all great. Now it makes me wish I could rewatch Naruto. Yeah, KB, don't get me started on the Nezuko nonsense. Do you think Sharingan got too much love? I did not like the fact that you can get a Bijou level fighter, a whole... Yeah, it's... The story stopped being about ninjas after a while, but honestly, I didn't mind where the story was going. It's just unfortunate how, like, the story... But that's with any anime, though. That's with anything. Everything starts out so, like, nice and contained with, like, just understandable power levels, understandable abilities. We're all evenly fighting here. And then you either have to... This is all anime. You either have to be possessed by, like, a one-of-a-kind demon, or you're the descendant of a prophecy, or you're supposed to be this, and it just evolves to this craziness that, like, the average character in the story can't compete. Everything ends up being, like, pigeonholed to where, like, there's, like, 3 to 5 characters in all anime that can even compete with the power levels that are going on towards the end of the story. And that's just not a complaint. I know that's a complaint in Naruto. Like, oh, it got so crazy that, like, the Sharingan gives you this Optimus Prime level warrior that you can... The optical powers, and they were destined to fight each other. But that's not just Naruto. Like, a lot of anime go to this point where, like, how did ninjas just doing hand-to-hand combat and that could summon a little bit of fire from their mouths turn to what essentially the last battle between Naruto and Sasuke was? Like, how did we get from there to there? That's with all anime, though, so I won't fault them for that, but there's a lot. I need to see more of Shigaraki to kind of see where we're going to go here, to kind of see where he's going to be. But I feel like there's going to be again, I could be proven wrong. There's going to be Shigaraki moments where I feel like he swaps. He goes against All for One. In, like, he looks like he might be saved. Mahito just at this point seems to be pure evil, and I want him to remain pure evil. Kisame's great. Yeah, I mean, there's no Susanos, there's no Hakis and Devil's Fruits going fluffing brazy and everything else. It would have been better if, like, well, I don't know. Naruto has its flaws, just like a lot of other things have its flaws. So what's your so maybe last question before we do the tier list? Favorite fight? What do we got in consider? Favorite fight for me? I mean, Guy versus Madara's up there. If it was a little bit longer, Minato versus Kid Obito. There's so many good fights. Jiraiya v Pain. Sasuke versus Naruto. Both times. Asuma versus Hidan. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. B versus Taka. This shit, we could just go for days. Pain versus anyone. Honestly, all his fights on screen are just that good. It's Sasuke versus Itachi, of course. Like, we can, and I could go. There's fight. That's what I'm saying. People shit on Naruto. Call it what you want. Call it whatever. I get it. Sure. Naruto is not a bad show. I'll stand on that. Boruto, I couldn't make it past 100 episodes. And I've been told, like, oh, pick it back up, or it's gotten better, or, you know, they've time skipped, or whatever. Sure. It just kind of fell off with me. Naruto is... There's some good in there. I feel like the good outweighs the bad with Naruto and me. Naruto's just got fights after fights after fights after fights after fights after fights across 700 episodes. I mean, you've got the original Gaara versus Lee. Shit's crazy. I agree, Simple. Guy should have died in that fight. It would have, like, really, like, elevated it. And the thing that's the issue for me is, like, okay, so Tsunade's still alive in the world, right? You're over here giving out Hashirama DNA to give Naruto his arm back, and you're repairing other things and doing this and doing this and doing that and doing this. We can't fix Guy's leg. Like, are they purposely writing him out of the story so, like, he can't do anything? I'm gonna say yes. And I've seen so many threads on it, like, well, there's so much bone damage and all that, you know, they couldn't, like, repair his leg, or, you know, it's not to say that he might not be compatible with Hashirama DNA. So you revive him to just make him a cripple for the rest of his life? Give him a Hashirama leg and call it a day. Or the technology that they have in the Naruto Boruto story, give that man a like. Come on now. Don't get me started on that shit. Naruto's, it's a great story though. That's a lot going on here. No, I agree. There's a lot of fake out deaths in Naruto. A lot. But that's with every anime. Every anime does it. And the longer an anime goes, the more and more they'll do it. We'll just death fake out, death fake out, death fake out. Inosuke gets stabbed through the heart with a poison sickle. Don't worry, he just moved his heart. Nezuko's out here burning in the sun. Don't worry, she's fine too. Nobara's skull brain explodes out of her face. There's a chance. There's a chance she's alive. Don't you worry. Jogo confirms death on Nanami. Nah, he's just a little roasted and toasted, guys. Don't you worry. Like, we can go on and on and on about it. Guy gets saved, but uses an absolute death move. I mean, we could just go on and on and on. But every story does it, man. What can you do? Shikamaru versus Hidan's great. I watched that fight like a week or so ago. The second round when Kakashi goes out with them, it's pretty good stuff. As useful as Choji and I forget what the girl's name is. I just hate death fake outs in general. None of it is done well to me. Hey, Sakura and Ino threw hands. I don't know. When you have to subvert expectations, like in the span of like, oh my gosh, is this character's dead just for like emotional pull, just for them to not be dead? I don't enjoy it. And if you never plan on them actually dying, so just don't write it in. Just leave it out. I don't accept that Hisoka's alive either. Still don't. But the story goes on, I guess. Alright. Are there any more Naruto? I mean, the fights go on for days. Fights go on for days. So we did, if it's top 5, we did favorite villains. I guess this is a question. Who do you think was actually... Hold on, we'll ask this question first. Naruto or Sasuke? Let's get that out the way. Let's get that out the way one time. Which one are we going with, guys? Stand on the lines here in the middle. I need you to pick a side of the fence real quick. I hate Hisoka as a character. So I'd wish he would have died multiple times. Naruto, yeah, yeah. That's fair enough. That's fair. I think it's Naruto as well. Okay, so then follow-up question. Madara or Hashirama? I need the answers to this question as well. I need the answer to this question. Where the hell did the chat go? Oh, there we go. Madara? Sasuke in the Boruto? Yeah. I feel like, but yeah, Sasuke really does have no personality. Why did he... The thing is, like, he wasn't enjoyable as a kid. Because he's just like, I'm on a revenge mission. And, like, he never developed as a character. But I heard he gets better in Boruto. But, like, there's no character development, maybe up until the point where he starts interacting with reanimated Itachi. But at that point, we're 700-something episodes in. Who do you think was, who was actually there for Naruto? In your opinion, like, of these. Jiraiya? Kakashi? Iruka? Like, which one was actually, like, helping this man? Meant not just like, okay, here's a new jutsu, but like actually there for this homeless orphaned kid. Of the three, of his teachers, not Shikamaru. Of his teachers, not of like comrades, friends, whatever you want to say. We'll reword this. Which teacher was the best all around between these three? I don't know. Because I tell you who it wasn't. It damn sure wasn't fucking Sarutobi. I'll tell you that much. Kakashi. I'm seeing Iruka. I'm seeing Kakashi. I'm seeing Jiraiya. I feel like Iruka was there through like all aspects. Was Kakashi ever really there? Let's ask a real question here. Was Kakashi ever really there? I think the answer to that question is no. He was their squad leader, and they would, he would protect the kids on missions and do those type of things. But like, take the missions out of it, because every squad leader was there for their kids, their group. I'm talking off the field type stuff. Kakashi was more there for Sasuke than Naruto ever. So I think you just got to eliminate Kakashi's last on that list. We could make an argument Yamato was just as much there and impactful for Naruto as Kakashi was. I think it's Jiraiya then Iruka, in my opinion. But Iruka was there across like the young lifespan, the middle lifespan, the old lifespan. Iruka was there through all of it. I just feel like Jiraiya helped shape Naruto as a teen, going forward as a man. Jiraiya might have influenced Naruto's life more and his mental and his mindset. But as far as like being there through all of it, through being a kid, being an adult, losing friends, death, war, all of it, Iruka was there. Jiraiya might have been more impactful. Maybe. But we can just put Kakashi, just toss his ass out the way. I do not like Jiraiya. He's like Roshi. That's just old men in anime. I don't think we're ever going to get rid of that. Kakashi does suck from that aspect. No, he taught him a basic Rasengan, but he started instilling the questions inside that man of, how do we stop this war thing? How can people get along? Like, what does it mean? And I feel like that really shaped Naruto going forward. We're removing. We're removing techniques out of it. Like, oh, he taught him a technique. I'm talking like shaping this young man going forward. Iruka was there for his entire life. So if you want to give it to Iruka, give it to Iruka. What we can all agree on though is that Kakashi is last on the list. Kakashi's dead last on that list. Yeah, Iruka's never really there. Besides, like, what is that? The first episode where Iruka and Naruto are really having a moment. Then he's just kind of like on the sideline, like showing up. He comforts him when he loses Jiraiya. Isn't Iruka like his father at the wedding and all those type of things? So he's there for like big, impactful life moments. But throughout the series, Iruka's never really like, he's there, but he's not there. But it's we can all agree Kakashi's dead last. Yeah, Iruka being there. And what's so wild is like nobody checks on Naruto in that moment. By the way, why does nobody go check on him? Iruka does eventually, but like they just like hit him with this shit. They have an argument. He leaves. Sakura's not there. I don't know where Yamato is at that point. Tsunade doesn't follow back up. Just Iruka shows up. Nobody like cares about that man. Where's Shikamaru's dumbass at? Nobody's there to comfort him. BFF my ass. He's not even there. But what can you do? Well, what's so wild about like Kakashi says like, yeah, I'm more, regardless I focus on Sasuke. But he always talks about, he's always thinking about Minato and, this is his squad and he's got to be there for his kids and I've got to trust the next generation, all this type of stuff. You weren't even there for the generation. I don't even remember any Sakura and Kakashi interactions besides like the main ones on screen where like everybody's kind of interacting. Kakashi was kind of shit. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like Guy had more impact on his kids. Asuma had more impact on his kids. Kakashi do be kind of ass. No, but if I had to rank it, it's Iruka, Jiraiya, Kakashi. Iruka was there for him. Jiraiya helped shape him. I guess Kakashi was just his teacher. What did Kakashi ever teach, though, by the way? Let's be honest. Was he teaching anything? Was he doing anything? I don't know. Good question. Interesting question. Any more kind of big questions here? We did the Naruto Sasuke. We did the Madara Hashirama. Oh, here we go. Favorite Hokage? You can include Naruto if you want. Favorite Hokage? I don't have any care for Sakura, to be honest with you. She's so depowered throughout compared to like what the story's going towards, and they try to give her moments, but Minato, Tobirama. Golly, I haven't really thought about it. I feel like it's easy to say Hashirama. Oh man, that's tough. I wish I could have seen more of Tobirama. I wish I could have seen more of Minato. You hear about like the Yellow Flash and how, you know, he was just fluffing shit up, but like, but we do get more of them. I mean, you could say, oh, I wish I would have saw more of these characters. When the war arc starts and they're reanimated, we get to see these characters, so that's actually kind of great. I feel like Tobirama was more talked about being a dick than what he actually was when we got to see him on screen, but maybe at that point he had just accepted it. I like Tobirama a lot, though. I think he's got the best character design of the four, if you want to include... I mean, you can include all of them. Hashirama, Tobirama, Hiruzen, Sarutobi, whatever you want to... Minato, Tsunade, Kakashi for like a day, and Naruto. I think of the character designs, I like Tobirama the best. Ability-wise, I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to... But he does have the seal and had the tag, so it's not as I mean, it's busted, but it's not as busted. It's probably got to be Hashirama on the abilities, let's be honest. Now, if you want to talk about it at the end, when Naruto's become, and he's got the perfect, you know... Sage mode shit going on, then okay, maybe. But I'm talking about from a powers. I'm talking like the ability wise. I mean, you got a fully heal reset, but I mean, he's a much better Tsunade. Wood style on top of it, Sage mode, yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, they had her there and they just had to include her. I don't know what his plan was with Sakura. Tsunade probably, if we're talking about like what the Hokage is meant to do and stand up for the village and do this and push back and put things in place, yeah, she probably was the best. Pushing back against the elders, stepping up to the plate when things needed to be done, vouching for Naruto and others in certain situations. Yeah, she probably was the best. I mean, Hashirama put the shit together. He got the villages to get on board and set up their own kind of like Kages and everything. Tobirama was borderline racist. He had his reason. He was scarred though, so I get it. Minato wasn't alive long enough to do anything. The dirtiest of dirtiest works were on Sarutobi's watch, number one. Kakashi wasn't allowed long enough to do anything. And Naruto just sits around signing papers all day as the fucking world's going to shit. So who knows? Again, I'm with you, Pedro. I like Tobirama. You can say he's racist towards Uchihas, but The man's whole life has been scarred by these people, or at least one. But I think as far as like what I guess a Hokage does on a day-to-day, and putting the village best in place and positioning it to whatever, Tsunade is that. But if we're saying just like, okay, favorite Hokage, off top, rip, it's not her. I know that much. But as far as like what a Hokage needs to do, do they still have the Jinchuriki running around in Boruto? Like, are they just out frolicking on their own? Have they gone back into host? Like, are the tailed beasts just running around being tailed beasts? Have they gone back into people? Like, what's going on with that shit? I know the story's gone crazy with the Otsutsuki bullshit going on, having a brand mark. I know that's crazy, but from a tailed beast standpoint, like, are they just out there? Have they been captured? Like, what's going on with that shit? Danzo was trying to get the job done, but yeah, the entire Leaf village had to be rebuilt while she was Hokage. Kakashi was named Hokage for like a day, and then she comes back too, and then she goes right back to being Hokage. This will be the last question, and then we'll do the tier list. Favorite? Actually, two more questions. I don't know if I'm spelling this right. Kotski? I think I'm missing a U in there or something. Kotski? Kotski? Member? Favorite Akatsuki member not named Itachi, Obito, or Pain. Got it, because we know that's gonna be everywhere. That's gonna be some rotation of everybody's top three. Favorite Akatsuki member? Not named one of those three. Do we have a ranking on that? Do we have an idea of who we like that to be? It's got, oh gosh. You got Hidan, Kakazu, Sasori, Deidara. Kisame. You add in Itachi. It's gotta be Kisame, no? It's gotta be. Yeah, it's gotta be Kisame. I don't think before the, like, Hokage are reincarnate or reanimated and Naruto and Sasuke get their level ups at the very end. Is anybody beating Kisame? Of course, with a... Let's say his sword doesn't betray him. He gets to use his sword and it's not going to go against him. Who's taking his ass out? I don't know. Of course, I mean, if you get enough people to go after him, they could eventually put him down. Like, yeah, if you get the 5 standing Kage at a time, they could probably put him down. But, like, one-on-one, who's putting him down? Maybe the Tsuchikage with his particle style, if he can catch him slipping? I don't know. Sasori and Deidara? I'd probably go with Deidara, because Deidara remained savage till the end. I probably would go with that. Datara could, but do you think Datara gets to that point before Kisame takes his ass out? Because, like, if we're being serious, yes. Anybody caught in Datara's explosion that doesn't know what's going on, anybody caught in Onoki's particle style, there's a lot of abilities that, like, if anybody gets caught in, they're dead. Perfect Sage, Naruto, Hashirama, Madara, etc. You get caught in the particle style, you're dead. You're dead as hell. I still don't even know, to this day, how Obito managed to somehow phase Sasuke out of Onoki's particle style like he had him boxed. I don't know. You gotta explain that shit to me. But there's a lot of abilities in the show that, like, if you get caught in, you're just dead. I don't see Kisame being taken out by poison. I just don't. I don't know, that's a whole story for another day. Alright, last question, then we'll do the favorite of the 5 Kage during the war arc. So of the 5 Kage, who was y'all's favorite? And then we'll go ahead and do the tier list after this question. So we have Tsunade, got Onoki, Gaara. What is the Mitsuka? What's her name? You got the Raikage. I forget their names. Well, favorite of the not the Hokages, of the Kages that are, like, alive currently. The ones that, like, start the war arc. So, like, when everybody decides to come together, like, oh, we're taking Madara down, we're gonna, like, put the nations together. Who's your favorite? Gaara, Tsunade, Onoki, Raikage, and Mizukage. Tsuchikage? Yeah. Oh, put him in his prime? Whew. He was already an issue. Yeah, that's something we rarely did get to see, is, like, even when Orochimaru helps, like, revive or helps heal all them and bring them all back, we don't really get to see the... Did we even see Tsunade interact with her grandfather at all? More than, like, 2-second acknowledgement? Because wouldn't that have been cool to see Minato interacting with the Raikage, because they had a battle when they were younger? Wouldn't that have been cool to see the two of them back on screen together? I feel like we didn't get any of that, did we? I don't even remember Tsunade interacting with Hashirama. Again, I can't remember every episode of the war arc piece by piece, but... It's got to be, like, Onoki. I mean, I like Gaara. I've loved Gaara since the original Naruto. But I love the Mizukage's ability, though. The lava's pretty great. Favorite opening and ending. There's so many Naruto I can't even... Man, that's tough. And I'd have to hear them again. Let's do the tier list, and then let's try to do an opening and ending. I'm gonna put that over there. Come over here. Click that. Go back to Chrome. Cool. Drag this over here. Boom, bop, boom. Drag this over here. Bop. Alright. We got a tier list here. I think there's like 100 something. It doesn't actually look like that much. Let's try to get some of them up here. Try to get them up here. Let's get some of these characters up here. These aren't, we just need to get them on the board. We'll deal with where we're gonna shuffle them after the fact. We'll deal with where we put them after the fact. Let's just get them all up here. What's the girl's name that... Did we ever get this might be out there. What's her name? Anko? Why did Orochimaru covet her as a host body so much? Was there something special about her that I just like overlooked or didn't get? Jiraiya's up here. Mars up here. Let's get some of these guys up here. This is character. This is not ability. This is not power. This is not power. Because again, yes, if it's power, she's gonna need to be up here. But this is just from when they were introduced to when they died or when they had their last episode on screen. Where we liked the characters. Because I feel like she would have had such a part to play, but she just kind of got left off. I mean, Orochimaru wanted her as a vessel? And we don't follow up with that or anything? It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Kankuro he can go down here. I do like Tamari, though. Here's the parents. I mean, the parents are kind of all going to be... Actually, he was more... He's got to go down here. Let's get Naruto up here again. We're gonna get this. Just give me a second here to get this situated. Let's get Hashirama up towards the top. He's gonna be up here too. I don't know really where these are gonna go. I'm trying to get them on screen. My guy will be up here. Kakashi will be somewhere down here. Tobirama will be up towards the top. Yeah, you're in here, man. We're live as it's going down. Appreciate it. We just started the ranking after chopping it up for almost an hour and a half. Where did he just go? He'll be up here. Sakura. Some of these we might leave off. Let's be honest here. We don't need to rank all these. The parents, some of the parents and stuff, and Ibuki or whatever his name is. Do we need to? Kakashi's dad was on screen for 30 seconds of material. Like, if you just want to toss him an F tier, sure. I don't have anywhere else to put him. Sasuke. Granny, like the fourth, what is this, the third Kazekage? Like, what were you just on screen because we got your ability? Like, you didn't really help us with anything there. So some of these people we might leave off screen. They were on for a little bit. We just need to get some of these people up here. I'm not putting all these people in F. I'm just trying to get the people that I'm actually going to rank up here. Like, do we need to rank the tail beast? Not really. Do we, though? Do I need to rank Akamaru? This is Orochimaru. Get him on screen. Dawn? Like, you're not giving enough screen time, buddy. Itachi, Kisame... White Zetsu, Black Zetsu, like, what were you on screen for? I mean, maybe. Hidan, Sai, Danzo, Chiyo, Deidara, Kazekage. You're gonna get ranked, you're gonna get ranked. Like, you guys weren't on screen long enough. Killer Bee, Nagato, Minato, Rin, Jugo, Karin, Getsu. Get up here, get up here, get up here. Anybody else down here that we're missing? Like, I know that these guys are on screen, but like, nobody's like cares for their rankings, right? Another one of the parents. The Sound 4. I guess we can get them up there, I guess. Kakazu. I mean, I guess he had his moments. These are the other reanimated Kage. Sure, I guess. Damn it, we almost are ranking almost all of them. I feel like these guys we can leave out for the most part. I mean, he had his moments. She had her moments. All right, everybody else we're leaving off. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna include Akumaru with Kiba. I don't think we need the Tail Beast down here. The Sand Village and these guys, I know that they had moments and things, but like, do we need to rank them? Not really. We don't need to rank Kakashi's dad, who wasn't on screen. Ginkaku and his old brother there. Alright, I like Orochimaru. Let's get him up towards up here. Itachi, of course, get him up here. Hidan is definitely probably around this area. I didn't mind Hagoromo, but he probably would be around here. Oh, man. Hinata, enjoyable. Sasori, my man, also enjoyable. Killer Bee. Nagato, get his ass up there. Grinichio. The Raikage is definitely also up there as well. Minato, get him up there. Yamato can hang down here. Deidara. Deidara can get it. A lot of the Akatsuki are going to be up there. Madara, get his ass, get him up there. Kisame, get him up there. Do we need to rank these other reanimated Hokage? Other animated Hokage? I don't think we do. Yeah, they had some cool abilities, but like, what were you really doing? Let's be honest. Does he need to be ranked? Do you need to be ranked? Not really. Not really. Honestly, the Sound 4 don't need to be ranked either. Let's be honest with ourselves. Does Black Zetsu need to be ranked? Probably not. White Zetsu, though, served a purpose. Does she need to be ranked? No. Okay, now we've cleaned it up. I like Danzo. Call him what you want. We'll do one-tailed beast. We'll do one-tailed beast. One-tailed beast. Yeah, he doesn't need to be ranked either. She needs to be up here. I don't know if she's A worthy, but she's definitely B worthy. Okay. We're starting to clean it up a little bit here. Sai. I don't mind Sai. I like Sai better than all of them. Tsunade. It's a tie between these two for the best female character, in my opinion. These got to be the two. If you want to make an argument for Hinata, maybe. Actually, we need to get rid of the parents. I feel like the only person's parents that actually made a difference, like, to the story, is Shikamaru's dad. Being there for Shikamaru and everything they kind of had at the end there towards the war arc. Sure. May could get up here. As shitty as he was, I did enjoy his character. Shizune can be somewhere in here. Iruka, put him in the sea. You probably go here. Did enjoy you. She can hang out right next to Sasa. These two can hang out right next to each other. Ern, Sakura, Asuma. I'd enjoy maybe around here. We don't need to rank them. Okay. So we trimmed off a lot of the fat. I don't need you. Do we need... We don't need Guy's dad. I don't need Gaara's father either. Do we need her? We really don't. We really don't. Kiba and Akamaru are a package deal, so they're included. He had his fine. Alright. We have a decent ranking. Alright, everyone's on the board. Okay. Everybody's on the board. Everybody else here just didn't make the cut. You either only were on screen for your ability, probably had less than 10 total episodes with you on screen or speaking or any backstory. And yeah, or I can't even remember your name. We're not putting the tail beast up there either, so that's just what it is. These guys didn't make the cut. Some cool abilities. But yeah, we just didn't make the cut. So now let's start to chalk this up here a little bit. Should we start at the top and work our way down, or should we start in the middle? All right, again, this is not based on strength or abilities. This is just how much you like the characters. Obito. Nagato. Oh, this is the other one. Well, he'll be down here. Itachi. Madara. Minato. Kisame. Okay, hold on now. We're getting here. Lee and Jiraiya. I probably would move Shikamaru a little bit down. Tobirama above Kimimaru. Neji. Tsunade can come up here. I really enjoyed Kimimaru's character, especially as a kid, a lot. I wish he was on screen more. Had to give him a sickness. I guess everyone gets sickness here these days, huh? Do we need to rank him? Maybe. Danzo. Danzo's just Tobirama to the max. Deidara and Sasori. Raikage needs to come up. I know that much. If Neji wasn't so forgotten about. Onoki did make an impact. I like him more than the Raikage. Alright, we're getting places. Hold on now. Killer Bee over them. I like her. She's in the running. These two are in the running for best female characters in the entire show. I think she's way too high. Okay, hold on now. I kind of like what we got going S through B. Yeah, I mean, he's one and the same character. We probably don't need him. I'll be dead honest with you. We probably don't need him. Okay, so now we're here. We don't need his mom either. I'm gonna be honest with you. We don't. I feel like all the students had all the teachers had favorites. In my opinion. Kakashi with Sasuke, Guy with Lee, Asuma with Shikamaru, Kurenai with Hinata. I feel like they all seem to have like a little bit of bias there. Maybe that's just me. Alright, we got Kakashi, Kakazu, Asuma. She's a little too high. I know people like that arc initially, but they're fine. They're fine. We need to get White Zetsu up here. Just for the purpose that he served in the story is actually kind of crazy. She can go down. Konohamaru. You can come below all these. I'll move Sasuke up a bit. Actually, those two can hang out right next to each other. And White Zetsu can go here. Iruka... it's hard to put Iruka anywhere because he didn't really do much besides just be there for Naruto at crucial points in the story. Oh, Sakura. I'm not even... No, just out of respect to Iruka Sensei, I can't put Sakura up higher. Sai, Kiba, Choji. 10-10. She needs to come down. Kurama's just getting an honorable mention at this point. Salamander Boy can come down. Granny Chio's not bad. I prefer her over a lot of these characters here, to be honest. Yamato, I prefer over all of them as well. He can move up as well. Kurenai, I don't know why we have Kurenai on this screen. Kurama had more parts to play, I guess, than a lot of these characters here. Kurama could come up. Here, you can sit right next to your handler, Yamato. This needs to be switched. Okay, hold on now. You think Tobirama's too high? I think that's a good spot. I like Tobirama. Yeah, a lot of characters got forgotten. A lot of characters got forgotten along the way. And it's a shame. It's a damn shame. We got 3 Uchihas in the top. Plus a Uzumaki. She's actually not bad. She's not the worst thing in the world. Is Kaguya really that bad? Should we move her up above everybody here? I feel like we can. That's a little more respectable. It's a little more respectable. Yeah, Tobirama he's in the top spot for sure. I kind of like where we're at with the ranking here, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of like it. It's kind of like that. So looking at this, what's the most outlandish thing that you guys see as far as being ranked too high or too low? I'll click off my cam for a second so you guys can see the full things over here. I'll give you guys about 10 seconds to look at this. What do you think is what's the most egregious being too high, too low? So there's the top. All the S tiers in here. What's disgustingly too high and what's disgustingly too low? Or are we kind of like on the money? It gets me heated. Why couldn't Itachi and Shisu put their clan in Danzo to get... I mean, you're asking deep, deep story questions. Isn't it said that Danzo had already made Shisui weak with something before he got the jump on him? But yeah, Shisui is very... I mean, Naruto does a lot... I guess all stories kind of do this. Does a very convenient job of removing characters off screen for extreme plot purposes. Stories do that all the time. Like you're seeing with Jujutsu Kaisen right now, you know, locking up Gojo. But a lot of it's like the only way you can get the plot going forward. But my story is like, why introduce characters like that you need to seal or move out of the way so that the rest of the characters in the plot can move forward? But yeah, Shisui, imagine he's full-fledged grown adult. But I mean, here's the thing though. Is Shisui is alive, running around, paired with, at that time, like a Minato that didn't die, paired with that an Itachi that didn't go the other route? Is anything happening? A Minato that didn't die, that's living out, like, serving years and years as Hokage, with a Shisui who might even be a better, stronger character than him when Shisui gets to, like, peak Sharingan eye ability, with Itachi coming down the pipeline, strong eye ability. Is any, like, who How is the Akatsuki even going to be able to exist or move forward at that point? We've got a Minato at the top. You've got two probably cock-lock strongest Uchihas, and then Obito probably doesn't even die at that, or like doesn't even lead to that point. There's a lot of shit going on. If you don't take Shisui off the board, if it doesn't send Itachi down this path, if Obito stays in the like, there's a lot of like convenient things in Naruto where like characters get taken out, and then Itachi falling sick and shit, even Kimimaru falling sick, and others. It's like there's a lot going on. Kakashi is the greatest. I just feel like, what did Kakashi ever accomplish? He was a shit teacher, was never there for Naruto, and honestly was kind of only kept around because we had to have an answer to Obito's ability at the end there, huh? I mean, I don't hate, like, Kakashi's not the worst thing, but like, I'm trying to think of like what he provided story-wise. Couldn't keep Sasuke in the group, was never there for Naruto, got killed, got brought back. I feel like he was just never there, and I feel like Kakashi even acknowledges that. How he like couldn't keep Sasuke, couldn't keep Rin alive, wasn't there for Obito. Like, he even acknowledges all these things. Shizune might be a tier too high. I'd like Shizune's character. It sucks that she was never on screen that much. I wouldn't mind switching her and Sai, though. If you want to make an argument that Sai could kind of be better than a handful of these characters, I wouldn't mind that. Konkuro is too low. Remember, he got passed down. He did. I can make an argument that I prefer him over Kurenai. Is it disrespectful to have this dog that high? Maybe it is. Dang, people out there really have Kakashi as their favorite character. Okay. Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot in early Naruto that was said and stated, and you've got all these like Kekkei Genkais and what you can and can't do. But it's a lot. It's a lot. Jiraiya A tier. I actually do want to make some changes to that. I feel like I might have Lee a little too high. I feel like Lee might be a drop too high. Because besides when he ends up getting his ass dotted up and then fights with Kimimaru, what do we get of Lee after that? Not much, unfortunately. Okay, I like that a little bit better. I mean, that's just the story of, like, what does Naruto do besides just spam Rasengans? He doesn't have a plethora of jutsu at his disposal until he gets to like the sage state and he gets the orbs and the staff. And what is it that Naruto does? Naruto actually might be too high, I'm not gonna lie. Now that we're actually talking about it, I gotta pull his ass down. I actually gotta pull him down. I gotta pull him down. Yeah, I feel better with that already. I like that already. No, JD, the comments have inspired me. I have Naruto way too high. I had to pull his ass down. No, Shikamaru's dad is the only parent we have on the list. We left all the other ones off. He like had moments. If you want to put him up here next to Sai, I don't hate it. Yamato might be a drop too low. This might need to be adjusted here with Shizune. I don't know. When you think about like Naruto as the character himself, he doesn't have a catalog of jutsu. He throws hands and he uses Rasengan and makes clones. That's it. And not to say that's not effective. I mean, a lot of these characters, these characters don't have a book's worth of abilities. What have we seen Minato do besides just plant his fucking stamp and teleport to it? What does Guy do besides throw hands? Hashirama, that's cheating because, I mean, the man does everything. And these guys up here do so many different things. I don't know. But, like, he's better than Sasuke, I'll tell you that. He's definitely better than Sasuke. But Naruto, like, are we calling Naruto a prodigy, or are we calling him destined to be? It's kind of hard to make the argument which way. Which of the S could have been S plus if something was different? If this is what I really, really would have wished. Oh God. If Gaara could have also kept his tailed beast and taken that forward into being an adult, into being a Hokage, into being in the war arc, and he, like, maybe he doesn't get the perfect Sage mode or like whatever Jinchuriki mode that Naruto had, but he has like an imperfect version of it. Oh my God. Oh man. Wow. He would be S tier. He would be S tier. He would be S tier. If Gaara was able to keep his Jinchuriki going forward, like they weren't able to extract it, or that just never happened, you know? And he got to be able to take that going forward with that chakra pool to pull off of, and maybe he gets like an imperfect, you know, Sage mode with it or something. Oh man. Oh man. That would have been insane. He doesn't have it perfected like Naruto does with his, but he's got like 70 or 80% of it. Woo-wee. Woo-wee. I did watch the first 100 episodes of Boruto, and that's as far as we got. I wish they resealed it in Gaara as well, but I wish like he never would have gotten it taken. I would have liked to have seen him like get years of practice with it going forward. But we never got to see that. I wish we could have seen that. God, that would have been sick. But I mean, I guess you lose moments of like, you lose the Granny Chiyo sacrificing herself. You lose the Sakura and Sasori fight with Granny Chiyo. If there's not a rescue mission to get Gaara to save the Jinchuriki and all that. But I wish he would have never lost it. And then would have gotten those extra years with it. And then shows up as the Hokage with it. And imagine, you know, they're talking about like putting, like, oh, he's a Hokage with a Jinchuriki. He is with a tail beast inside him. And they're talking about like, oh, we got to protect Naruto. We got to protect Killer Bee. You know, we can't let them out. That's what the Akatsuki's after. But like, they let him go out there. Oh, man. That would have been crazy. It's something we never got and we never will get. But man, that's one thing I wish could have stayed. Kankuro? I don't mind Kankuro. So that would have elevated Gaara for me a step higher. Just Guys, if Guy Sensei was never a character, right? We never saw him on screen, never saw him interact with Kakashi, never anything. And he just showed up on screen and had that fight at the very end with Madara, he's automatically just put in A tier, by the way. Everything else across the story elevates him. Everything else just elevates it. Who here could have been elevated? God, if imagine Kimimaro got to be like a villain for a while. God, that would have been busted. If Neji wasn't if the Byakugan wasn't pushed to the side. Because wasn't it in the Naruto days, like before Shippuden, that they were saying that the Byakugan is stronger? Or rivals it, or is just as strong? And then at that point, the Byakugan never got an upgrade. Through the rest of the story, by the way. After Naruto defeats Neji in the exams, the Byakugan never progresses forward. It doesn't have a second state. It doesn't summon a beast. It doesn't do anything. And the Sharingan just starts getting these crazy updates. Amaterasu, you get to summon your own Susanoo. You see what the Izanagi, the Izanami, the Sharingan naturally develops into the Rasengan, like all this shit just start going crazy, and then the Byakugan gets nothing. Hyuga clan got done so dirty. Because like Hinata's father's still alive. So imagine we get like a couple episodes or like an arc with him and Neji and them showing him and Hinata like the next level of like what the eyes can do and yada 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 blah blah blah. The Hyuga got pissed on. And then you have the audacity to bring them back around at the end of the story, like Kaguya, you know, her eyes are that, and Hagoromo and, you know, the moon, but like just pissed on. Yeah, they said they were rivals, and then it proceeded to do nothing. Proceeded to do absolute. I mean, just the abilities that he wrote down the line with the Sharingan and what it was able to do and what it was able to grant. Imagine the counters to that of like what could have been written in and summoned with the Byakugan. Would have been just crazy. Absolutely. The story, and the thing is, like, again, I don't know how writers do things. I don't know how creative things are done. If people just start writing things and they get to the ending as they go, or before they start, they already pretty much have like a bullet points of like, okay, this is how I want my story to end. Like, this is the climax of the story. This is how it ends. And they try to fill the gaps to get there. But the story got to a point where like, okay, if you are not a descendant, if you are not Hashirama Madara, if you are not Itachi, if you are not Sasuke Naruto, and you're not a descendant of this, or that, your powers mean nothing. You will be able to do nothing, and that's pretty much it. So all these abilities that we see in here, they kind of just fall by the wayside after a certain point. And the thing is, early Shippuden does a really good, like, that's when you get introduced to the Akatsuki and all these abilities and this crazy stuff. And we start to get introduced to other Hokages. Remember we showed up on the Hokages, and we're at the 5 Kage Summit, and they spam everybody's abilities there when Sasuke shows up. You're starting to see these crazy pool of abilities in Shippuden. Like, we start in, like,
I didn't get that. Could you try?
You start in Naruto, and there's not that many abilities. People are just kind of throwing hands. People are like, you know, shooting out some sun and shit. Some fire. And that's usually what it ends up coming down to be. So, and then, okay, these two are the main, and what can you do? Particle style, lava style. We see the Raikage blinking on people. It was crazy. It's crazy. I think we'll probably leave that there. Let me screenshot this, because it's looking like it's about that time. Any other Naruto questions? I know we rarely get to talk about Naruto. We'll probably talk about Naruto again when we rank all the anime that we've done. But yeah. Yeah, Onoki can fly, he can do this, he can do that. And it's just left to that. Yeah, and imagine like not giving Kaguya double Rinnegan, by the way. Yeah. It's great, like, and I think another reason people like Naruto, because it was a lot of people's first. And it wasn't for me, you know, I used to watch, even if you want to start, like, you know, watching Yu-Gi-Oh, watching Pokemon, watching Dragon Ball, watching Inuyasha when it would come on at 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning when you were a kid. But I feel like a lot of people's complete story that they were old enough to consciously remember and put pieces together and understand was Naruto. So it starts out as a lot of people's favorites because that's their first like complete story. For a lot of kind of like my generation, this generation, you might be starting out with Jujutsu and My Hero and Attack on Titan, but like I'd say if you're kind of like upper 20s, mid 30s, maybe even in your 40s, Naruto is like the start for you. So it has a spot for people, for sure. It has its flaws like everything, but I don't think it's a bad story, and I enjoy it. It has some of the best like just fights across all arcs. I do enjoy the power system and the abilities and the characters and the moments. Is it the greatest? No, it's not. Is it my favorite? No, it's not. When I do a ranking later this year, will it be inside my top 5 or top 10? Maybe. But if someone was thinking about watching Naruto, I would say, yeah, watch it. Watch it. Skip all the filler. Like they would say with anything you start these days, with Bleach, with One Piece, with Naruto. Skip the filler. It's a good watch. It's an easy... I mean, when you start getting to the eye powers and the abilities, you can get a little confused and a little bit lost there, but it's pretty straightforward for the most part. It's easy to understand too, and enjoyable characters in my opinion. Well, I guess we wrap that up. Any final thoughts with Naruto? Oops. Final thoughts? Any see if I can get this going here. I gotta drag this over here, huh? And drag this over here. Yeah, there it is. Any final thoughts, guys? Sad that we weren't able to like make this our classic like 5-hour long stream that we crank up at like 9 o'clock at night. But if I didn't get it done right now, I don't know if we would have gotten to it, unfortunately. I never recommend the big 3, only if they watch similar. Yeah, I wouldn't start with that. What's nice and concise? I'd say Hunter x Hunter. I'd say start with that. And if people think that's too long, 148. I'd have them start with a C. I'd have them. Honestly, I'd have to depend what kind of what person am I talking to. But if they didn't mind action, start with Death Note. Start with Death Note. Start there. It doesn't have the creepy anime tropes of like pervy old men and this and that. It's a more of a mature story, I feel like. And you don't have the crazy anime tropes in there that like might turn people away or what they might have in their heads about like anime. And it's not very long. I'd have them start with Death Note and go from there. I feel like it really pulls people in too, especially with all the killing and the deaths and stuff at the beginning. That's probably where I'd have somebody start. And if they like that, then you can maybe expose them to like the more flashier new gen My Hero, Demon Slayer. But I mean, a lot of people are going to tell people to start with My Hero and Demon Slayer. It's just what it is. But if I had to recommend to somebody, I mean, of course I want to say Attack on Titan, but that might be a lot. I would say I wouldn't have killed off like some of the characters, but I don't know how the story could go forward if you left Minato, if you left Shisui, if you left Itachi alive. I don't know how I guess the plot moves forward. I would have not written off the side characters so much. I feel like you started with these things. Like you started talking about like 8 gates. Yes, you brought it back at the very, very end. You talked about how the 8 gates could do this, and you see one of the characters in tune with their 8 gates within the first like main arcs of the story. I wouldn't have written off, Lee and Neji. They were stronger than Naruto and Sasuke in the beginnings of the story. And then they're just really not addressed ever again. Do we ever see Lee do anything? Anything ever again? Neji gets his moment when he's dying and stuff, and we see them show up for arcs and kind of do things when the crew shows up, but like they don't really do anything. So I wish they would have included some of the side characters a little bit more. I wish some characters wouldn't have died, but I guess how does the plot move forward if Shisui's running around and Minato's Hokage? I don't know how it gets done. I wish they would have left Madara as the big bad. If they wouldn't have written him as some kind of like, oh man, I see my ways, and just like releases the infinite Tsukuyomi. I don't know. I wish Madara would have ended as the big bad. I wish characters like Lee and Neji wouldn't have been just forgotten about. I wish Gaara could have kept his Jinchuriki or kept his tail beast and remained a Jinchuriki. Make a decision. Like, if you're gonna kill Kakashi, then kill Kakashi. If you're not gonna kill Kakashi, then don't have Pain revive everybody. When he's dropping bodies, like if you're watching Jujutsu Kaisen right now, spoiler, the way Mahito's just dropping bodies, Pain was dropping bodies. Jiraiya, Kakashi, Shizune, Hinata. Hinata didn't die, but damn near just bodies on bodies on bodies. And then not to say this, the scale that he killed inside the village. And then to revive them. So those are probably the major plot points. You know, some characters not dying. Don't write off Lee and Neji. Leave Madara as the last villain. Don't have Pain revive everybody. Yeah. That's for the most part probably where that would be. So, any questions, guys? Fortunately, gonna have to go ahead and wrap this one up. It was good. It was fun to talk about Naruto. I never get to discuss Naruto ever. We ended up watching, I watched Naruto before I ever started doing reactions. So that's when Boruto came out, we started with that. But we've never get to talk about Naruto on the channel. So it's cool. It was fun. Hopefully people that weren't able to, because I know it was earlier in the day, people might still have been getting out of school or whatever. Hopefully people are able to enjoy the recap of the live, but go ahead and leave there. Appreciate the most of y'all that have been here. White Lightning, JD, Hunger, KB, Exercise that dropped in, Pedro, Paul. Trying to see if we forgot anybody else that was up here. Scrolling up. I think that was it for the most part. Oh, Xeon was in here for a bit. Bean. All right. Solid. Well, guys, we are going to do a maybe do a Berserk, another one of these before the year ends. And then before the year ends, we're going to do a ranking of every anime that I've watched, whether I'm currently still in the middle of it or I finished it. So we're talking the cartoon that is Avatar, Full Metal, Attack on Titan, My Hero, Jujutsu, Chainsaw, One Piece, Naruto, Death Note, Vinland, Mob Psycho, just all, we're gonna rank all of it. Some of them are gonna be harder to rank because the story hasn't finished. But we'll be able to leave it there and see how it goes. So I appreciate y'all stopping by. I'll probably try to get another one of these going next week. And we'll see how that goes. So appreciate it, JD. Yeah, hopefully y'all are able to show up for that one. And I'll leave it there. Appreciate it, guys. Nothing. I don't think we won't have anything up on Saturday and Sunday, but Vagabond on Monday. Keep it going. Appreciate y'all.